Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a rabbit or an Easter bunny. And for this one, I have used my 100% cotton yarn and 3 mm of the hook. So let's begin. Okay, so here I have taken my cream color yarn, and now I'm going to take my white color of the yarn, and to begin, let's have a magic circle. Now for the magic circle, just put your yarn around your fingers like this and make an X here in this way, and put the second strand of yarn at the back. And now take your hook and insert your hook in this way, and then grab your yarn like this and turn your hook, and that's it. Your magic circle is ready. Now I'm gonna chain one, and this chain one is not my stitch. I've just made this chain one to secure this magic circle. Now I'm gonna have 8 single crochets into this magic circle. So for that one, I'm gonna insert my hook into this magic circle, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my first single crochet. And I'm gonna have 8 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and that's it. You got your 8 single crochets, and now pull your yarn, and now I'm gonna insert my hook into this first stitch. Now this is my first stitch, or you can count at the backwards. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this is my first stitch, and I'm going to insert my hook into this first stitch like this, and we'll grab the yarn. And now I'm going to have 2 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to make a single crochet here. So yarn over and pull your yarn through both your loops, and that's your first single crochet of your round number 2. Now to remember this first stitch, you can always put a stitch marker here like this, and this is the first stitch of your second round. And now we're going to have 2 single crochets into each stitch from the previous round. For this round number 2. So as for the round number 1, we have 8 single crochets. For the round number 2, we're going to have 16 single crochets. So this is my first single crochet, and I'm going to insert my hook again into that same stitch, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my second single crochet, and I will do the same for the next stitch. I'm going to make 2 single crochets into that one, and keep on doing your 2 single crochets into each stitch from the previous round, and you're going to have your 16 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my 16 single crochets. And here it is. After my round number 2, I have my 16 single crochets, and now I'm going to take out my this stitch marker, and I will insert my hook into this first stitch of my round number 2, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my first single crochet for the round number 3. So this is my round number 3, and this is the first stitch of my round number 3. And to remember, I'm going to put my stitch marker back on. And now for this first stitch, we're going to make 1 single crochet into that 1 stitch, and for the second stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So insert your hook into your next stitch and do your 2 single crochets. So it's 1 and 2. The next one, we're going to have 1 single crochet, and next one, we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. And now keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end of this round number 3, we're going to have 24 single crochets. And I'm going to meet you after my round number 3, after my 24 single crochets. And here it is. I have my 24 single crochets for my round number 3. And now for the round number 4 and 5, I'm going to take out this stitch marker, and I will insert my hook into this first stitch of my round number 3, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my first single crochet of my round number 4. And for round number 4 and 5, we're going to have 24 single crochets into each round. So for that one, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch for our round number 4 and round number 5. So this is our first stitch, insert your hook into your second stitch and grab your yarn and make your 1 single crochet into your third one, your third single crochet into your fourth one, your fourth single crochet, and keep on doing 1 single crochet into each stitch from the previous round. And for the round number 4 and 5, you're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and by the end of every round you're going to have your 24 single crochets. Do not forget to put your stitch marker after ending up your this 4th round and having your first stitch of your round number 5. Don't forget the stitch marker, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 5. Here it is after my round number 5. My work looks like this, and I'm going to turn my work like this, and I'm going to take out my stitch marker for my round number 6. So this is the end of my round number 5, and I will insert my hook into this first stitch of my round number 5, and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet of my round number 6. And now for the round number 6, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch for the next 3 stitches. So it's 1 single crochet, then insert your hook into your second stitch and make your 1 single crochet, and into your third stitch make your 1 single crochet. So it's 1, 2 and 3 stitches. We're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and into the 4th stitch we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So it's 1 and 2. Again, the next 3 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So it's 1, 2 and 3, and into the 4th stitch we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So it's 1 and 2. And now we're going to keep repeating this pattern. So again, next 3 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and the 4th one we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch, and that will be the end of our round number 6. And at the end of our round number 6 we're going to have 30 single crochets, 30. And I'm going to meet you at the end here. And here it is at the end of my round number 6. I have my 30 single crochets, and now I'm going to take out this stitch marker and will insert my hook into this first stitch and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet of my round number 7. Now for the round number 7, 8 and 9, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So we're going to have 30 single crochets for each round number 7, round number 8 and round number 9. So keep on doing your 1 single crochet on each stitch from the previous round for your round number 7, 8 and 9, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 9. And do not forget to put your this stitch marker at the start of every round. Okay, so after my round number 9, I have my 30 single crochets, and now I'm going to take out this stitch marker and will insert my hook into this first stitch of my round number 9, and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet of my round number 10. And now for the round number 10, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch for the first 4 stitches. So that's our first single crochet, and into the next one we're going to have our second single crochet, into the third one the third single crochet, and into the 4th stitch we're going to have our 4th single crochet. So first 4 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and into this 5th stitch we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So that's 1 and 2. And now again we're going to repeat this pattern. So next 4 stitches we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. It's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the 5th one we're going to have 2 single crochets into that 1 stitch. So that's 1 and 2. And now keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end of this round number 10, you're going to have 36 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 10. And here it is after my round number 10. I have my 36 single crochets, and now I'm going to take out this stitch marker and will insert my hook into this first stitch of my round number 10. We'll grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet of my round number 11. And now for round number 11, 12 and 13, 3 rounds, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So by the end of every round number 11, 12 and 13, we're going to have 36 single crochets, 1 single crochet on each stitch from the previous round. And I'm going to meet you after my round number 13. And here it is after my round number 13. I have my 36 single crochets, and now I'm going to take out this stitch marker and I will insert my hook into this first stitch and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet for my round number 14. Now from the round number 14, we're going to decrease our stitches. So for that one, for the first 4 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So that's our 1 single crochet, and that's our 2nd single crochet, 3 and 4. So for the first 4 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch, and for the next 2 stitches, we're going to make them together. So we're going to make a decrease here. So for that invisible decrease, we're going to insert our hook into this front loop of our next stitch, and we'll grab the yarn and the front loop of the next stitch, and then again we're going to grab the yarn, and now we're going to have 3 loops. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops, and that's 2 stitches together. And that's how we're going to decrease our this work. So again, for the next 4 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So as this stitch is already taken, I'm going to go to the next one, and we'll make my 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 and 4. So 4 stitches, I'm going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch, and then next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 invisible decrease. So for that one, grab your yarn, insert your hook into your first front loop, and then grab your yarn into the next one. Again, insert your hook into the front loop and grab your yarn. I'm going to have 3 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through 3 loops. And now keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end of this round, round number 14, you're going to have 30 single crochets, 30, and I'm going to meet you at the end here. And now at the end of my round number 14, I have my 30 single crochets, and now for my round number 15, I'm going to take out my this stitch marker, and will insert my hook into my this first stitch, and will grab the yarn, and will make my first single crochet here, and I'm going to make my stitch marker back on. Sorry, I'm going to put my stitch marker back on, and now for the first 3 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch for this round, round number 15. So that's our first single crochet, and that's our 2nd single crochet, and that's our 3rd single crochet. And now again, we're going to make an invisible decrease here with the next 2 stitches. So insert your hook into your front loop of the next stitch and the front loop of your next stitch, and you're going to have 3 loops. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops. Again, next 3 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and the next 2 stitches, we're going to make our invisible decrease. And now keep on repeating this pattern, and by the end of this round, round number 15, you're going to have 24 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 15. And here it is. This is the end of my round number 15, and for the round number 16, I'm going to take out my this stitch marker, and will insert my hook into my this first stitch, and will grab the yarn, and will make my first single crochet of my round number 16. Now for the round number 16, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch for the first 2 stitches. So that's our first single crochet, and that's our 2nd single crochet into our 2nd stitch. And now next 2 stitches, we're going to make an invisible decrease. So for that one, take the front loop of the both stitches and make your 1 single crochet. And now we're going to repeat this pattern. So again, next 2 stitches, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch, 1 and 2, and next 2 stitches, we're going to make a decrease, an invisible decrease here. So that's our 3rd stitch. And now by the end of this round, round number 16, we're going to have 18 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my this round number 16. And here it is. After my round number 16, I have my 18 single crochets, and now for the round number 17, I'm going to take out my this stitch marker, and will insert my hook into my this first stitch, and will grab the yarn, and will make my 1 single crochet for my round number 17. Now put your stitch marker back on, and now as we have 1 single crochet on our first stitch, for the next 2 stitches, we're going to make our decrease here. So for that one, insert your hook into the front loops of your next 2 stitches, and you're going to have 3 loops, and yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. The next one, we're going to have 1 single crochet into that 1 stitch, and the next 2 stitches, we're going to make an invisible decrease here. And now keep on doing this pattern, and by the end of this round, round number 17, you're going to have your 12 single crochets. And now here it is. After my round number 17, I have my 12 single crochets, and now I'm gonna pull my yarn a little bit longer. This is my last stitch, and we're gonna fill over this work. So for that one, we're gonna need our soft toy filling, and it's here. Now, always remember, whenever you are having an amigurumi or any stuffed toy project, stuff your project in a moderate way. Do not put too much filling in it, or do not have it too loose as well. So whenever you are filling your project, just keep in mind that your work should be moderately filled up with this soft toy feeling, like this. And now for our last round, take out your stitch marker, and I'm gonna have only decrease stitches here for our last round number 18. So for that one, insert your hook into your this first stitch and grab your yarn into your front loop only, and the next stitch into your front loop only, and you're gonna have 3 loops, and yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops. And do not forget to put your stitch marker back on, so that you will remember at the end that this is your first stitch. And now on this last round number 18, you're gonna have 6 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after my 6 single crochets. And here it is. And now I'm gonna cut my yarn, and we'll pull my this last stitch to secure my this stitch, and I will take out my this stitch marker. And now to finish up our this last loop, I'm gonna insert my needle in this way for the first stitch, and this way on the second one, and I'm gonna pull my work, my this yarn. That's it, and that's how we're gonna finish up our work. Now make a little knot here, and that's how you're gonna secure your work. That's it, puff up your work. So now for the ears, take your yarn and make magic circle, and we're gonna have, I'm gonna chain one here. Now this chain one is not a stitch, I'm just chaining one here only to secure my this magic circle. And now we're gonna have 6 single crochets into this magic circle for our first round number 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull your this loose end a little bit tight, and I'm going to insert my hook into my this first stitch, first single crochet, and we'll grab the yarn, and now I'm going to have 2 loops on my this hook. Now I'm going to yarn over and will pull my yarn through both the loops, and that's the first single crochet of my round number 2. So for the round number 6, into your magic circle, have your 6 single crochets, and now for the round number 2, I'm going to insert my the stitch marker for my this first stitch, and we're going to have 2 single crochets into each stitch from the previous round. So for this round number 2, we're going to have 12 single crochets. So keep on doing 2 single crochets into each stitch, and you're going to have 12 single crochets, and I'm going to meet you after my 12 single crochets. And here it is, I have my 12 single crochets, and I'm going to take out my the stitch marker of my first stitch, and will insert my hook into my this first stitch of my round number 2, and will grab the yarn and will make my first single crochet here. Now put your stitch marker back on, and now for the round number 3, 4 and 5, we're gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch. I'm just pulling up my this loose end a little bit tight like this, and now we're gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch for our this round number 3, and we're gonna repeat our round number 3 for our round number 4 and 5. So for the round number 3, 4 and 5, we're gonna have 1 single crochet into each stitch, and by the end of every round we're gonna have 12 single crochets, and I'm gonna meet you after my round number 5. And here it is. After my round number 5, I have my 12 single crochets, and now for the round number 6, I'm gonna take out my this stitch marker and will insert my hook into my this first stitch, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll make my first single crochet here. Put your stitch marker back on, and now we're going to make a decrease on this round. So for the first stitch, we're going to have 1 single crochet on that one stitch, and for the next 2 stitches we're going to make our invisible decrease. So for that one, take your front loop of your next stitch, grab your yarn, and the front loop of your next stitch, insert your hook, and then grab your yarn. You're going to have 3 loops, yarn over, and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, and that's our invisible decrease. Now for the next stitch, we're going to have 1 single crochet, and for the next 2 stitches we're going to have invisible decrease. And by the end of this round number 6, we are going to have 8 single crochets. Now for the round number 7 and 8, we're going to have 1 single crochet into each stitch. So at the end of round number 7 and round number 8, we're going to have 8 single crochets on each stitch. And do not forget to put your stitch marker back on. This is the first stitch of your round number 7, and I'm going to meet you after my round number 8. And here it is. After my round number 8, I have my 8 single crochets, and now I'm going to cut my yarn and will pull my last stitch. Take out the stitch marker, and that's it. And make the same thing for one more time. So you're gonna have 2 ears, and I'm gonna meet you after my second ear. And now for this tail, make a magic circle here, so like this, and I'm gonna insert my hook and we'll grab the yarn in this way. And now I'm gonna have a chain 1 here, only to secure my this magic circle. This chain 1 I'm not gonna count as my any stitch. Now into this magic circle I'm gonna have 6 single crochets, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now pull your yarn and into your first stitch, insert your hook and grab your yarn and make your first single crochet here. So that's the first single crochet of your second round. And now we're going to have 2 single crochets into each stitch, so that's 1 and 2. Into the next stitch, 2 single crochets, it's 1 and 2. And by the end of this round you're going to have 12 single crochets. And here it is. After my round number 2, I have my 12 single crochets. Now take out your stitch marker, and for your round number 3, insert your hook into your first stitch, grab your yarn and make your 1 single crochet. And now for the round number 3, we're going to have 1 single crochet on each stitch. So keep on doing 1 single crochet on each stitch for this round number 3, and you're going to have 12 single crochets. And I'm going to meet you after my round number 3. And here it is. We have 12 single crochet after our round number 3. And now for the round number 4, our round number 4 is going to be our last round, and I'm just going to turn my work like this. And now we're going to make a decrease here. So for that one, insert your hook into your first stitch, grab your yarn and make your 1 single crochet for your round number 4, and put your stitch marker back on. For the next 2 stitches, we're going to make a decrease here. So for that one, take the front loop of both your stitches, both your next stitches, and make your single crochet. Next one, we're going to have 1 single crochet, and then next 2 stitches we're going to have our invisible decrease. And by the end of this round, you're going to have your 8 single crochets, and that's going to be our last round. And here it is. And now I'm going to cut tail here I'm gonna secure this last stitch. Take out your stitch marker. That's it, your tail is ready. Now we're gonna attach all these parts. So for that one, have your one ear. I'm just gonna secure this last stitch like this. And now take your main body part and just put your ear in this way. Now attach your ears here. Remember, I'm putting my ear right here in the middle, on up like this. Now just keep on attaching your ear, and we're gonna attach our both the ears. Like this. Make a little knot here to secure your this work, and insert your loose end like this. And attach your second ear here. Here it is. And now for this tail, I'm gonna insert a little bit soft toy feeling in it. So for that one, just have a little one and insert in your tail. Here it is, like this. And now I'm just gonna attach this tail somewhere here at the back. And for that one, again, I'm gonna do the same thing. And here it is, it looks like this. And now for the eyes, as here I've used my another cotton yarn to make these eyes and the nose. Now if you have some button eyes or a soft toy eyes, you can put them on. I'm not doing it because I have a kid in the house, but if you want to put your separate eyes, you can always do that. So if you don't want to put the separate eyes and you want to sew them in, simply just have a black yarn or a black cotton thread or something, and somewhere here just attach the eyes in this way. Similarly, just take out your yarn from the same space, and has to be here. Yes, it's here, and take this out like this. Again, we're gonna go somewhere here, this ends. And here it is. Your bunny is ready. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share, and comment on my videos. And please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.